Very helpful.
Thank you. I will now recognize Mr. Khanna for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Appreciate the testimony. Mr. Shah, of course, you have been such a successful entrepreneur and leader in Silicon Valley. Appreciate your being here. So I'll answer my first question to you. How do you think AI can help, particularly government employees, do better and be more effective in their work?
Yeah, thank you. The things that we're seeing in the private sector today with large organizations like Honeywell and like, Northrop Grumman or and the likes, they're benefiting from AI by making their employees be able to self-serve, get information that they're looking for, and take actions across a variety of systems. On any given day, an employee might have to swivel their chair 17 times to use different tools. And that becomes a very wasteful portion of their day, sometimes many hours. And so to the extent that we can start to do that for federal workers, for all folks who work for this government, I think we're going to see some benefits that will allow them to troubleshoot, to have better IT, benefits that will accrue to them from an HR perspective in terms of getting the information they need, making the changes, the benefit selections that go into that, and also be able to work across different systems without having to be an expert. I think one of the things that you all have pointed out, there's hundreds of enterprise systems inside the government, and you may only touch it once a year, twice a year. And so if you can use AI as the overlay, kind of that front door, what you'll see is your staff and all the members of the federal government be able to navigate these systems, which can be very complex, very easily, using the most intuitive interface in the world, which is language and conversation. So when it comes to that, we've seen companies in our sort of world of private sector be able to reclaim, top 5 pharmaceutical was able to reclaim 75,000 hours of employee productivity by deploying this kind of AI across 44 languages. We've had a Fortune 500 aerospace manufacturer reclaim 75% of its support budget to be able to bring in technologies and leverage. So I think that you're going to see both happier employees and better outcomes while also making the government more efficient.
And this is for anyone on the panel. How would you address people's concerns about AI displacing jobs, being something that will lead to layoffs or people not being able to work?
I'm happy to start. I think it's going to happen, and it's not going to be the jobs we think. It's going to be like low-level lawyers, and that's going to be hard. I mean, because you think about a lot of these professions are apprentice professions, and where do the senior partners come from if the low-level lawyers or low-level doctors are being replaced by AI? Something society has to think about, whether there'll be new jobs. In all previous revolutions, there have been new jobs to replace old jobs. This might be different. That's why you see a lot of talk about AGI. About universal basic income, UBI. Like, is this going to be different, where we need to figure out how to give people the ability to survive? And we don't know. We don't know a lot of these things. So those are very real fears, and I think we as society should think about them before they happen. We're not good at that, but we should.
Go ahead.
Congressman, just briefly, I'd just point out that there's been a lot of government reports on this issue and a lot of efforts about government retraining and so on and so forth. It's very hard to have a crystal ball to predict the jobs and skills that are needed in the future. But I'll just point out that just 10 years ago, everyone was predicting a whole bunch of jobs that would be dislocated. The most famous one, at number 1, was going to be radiologists. And just a couple weeks ago, the New York Times ran a piece that basically say there's more radiologists than ever, and they're utilizing AI to improve their jobs and free up time to do better things. And that's the story of technological change in sector after sector, is that we sometimes don't understand how complex human-machine interactions work and actually can change jobs for the better and improve the employment output over time.
I agree with being a technology optimist. I will say, though, that the unemployment rate for people between the ages of 21 and 29 these days with a college degree is 15%. And the challenge, I think, is, as Mr. Schnarr pointed out, is how, especially at the entry level, for people, particularly with college degrees, how are we going to create these jobs, and how are they going to be able to use the tools of AI to be effective? But I appreciate all of your thinking on this, and appreciate your being here for your testimony.